Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Samadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Krishnamanu Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Panchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhabhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Kam Karatu Achalam Pamam Langai Tigirin Indrapatamam Shri Gurundanatar Paramanam Madhava Sri Chaitanyeshwaram. Hare Krishna. Any other have any qualification or have any realization? Just as I must do, I'm doing it. I see practically blessings of everyone. Grihitarmanaasinam Grihitarhanamasinam Samyatam Prinayan Muni Smaran Bhagavat Adesham Ityahas Lakshana Gira Grihitarhanamasinam Samyatam Prinayan Muni Smaran Bhagavat Adesham Ityahas Lakshana Gira
Grihitarhanamasinam Samyatam Prinayan Munihi Smaran Bhagavadadesham Ityahas Lakshanaya Gira Grihitarhanamasinam Samyatam Prinayan Munihi Smaran Bhagavadadesham Ityahas Lakshanaya Gira Grihitarhanamasinam Samyatam Prinayan Munihi Smaran Bhagavadadesham Ityahas Lakshanaya Gira Grihitarhanamasinam Samyatam Prinayan Munihi Smaran Bhagavadadesham Ityahas Lakshanaya Gira
Grihita received Arhanam honor Asinam seated Samyatam remained silent Prinayan delighting Munihi the sage Smaran,
Smaran,
remembering
remembering
Bhagavat
Bhagavat,
of the Lord, Adesham,
Adesham,
the order,
order,
Iti,
Iti,
thus,
thus,
Aha,
Aha,
spoke,
spoke,
Slakshnaya,
Lakshnaya,
sweet, Gira,
Gira,
with a voice. Translation by His Divine Prabhupada. After receiving the sage's attention, the king sat down and was silent. Recalling the instructions of the Lord, Kardama then spoke to the king as follows, delighting him with his sweet accents. There's no purport. Navanam chakramanam deva satam samrakshanayate vadhaya chashtam yastvam hare saktirhi palini. Translation. The tour you have undertaken, O Lord, is surely intended to protect the virtuous and kill the demons. Since you embody the protecting energy of Sri Hari. Purport. It appears from the many Vedic literatures, especially histories like Srimad Bhagavatam and other Puranas, that the pious kings of old used to tour their kingdoms in order to give protection to the pious citizens and to chastise or kill the impious. Sometimes they used to kill animals in the forests to practice the killing art because without such practice they would not be able to kill the undesirable elements. Kshatriyas are allowed to commit violence in that way because violence for a good purpose is part of their duty. Here two terms are clearly mentioned, Vadaya, for the purpose of killing, and Asatam, those who are undesirable. The protecting energy of the king is supposed to be the energy of the Supreme Lord. In Bhagavad Gita 4.8, the Lord says, Paritrana sadhunam vinasacha dushkritam. The Lord descends to give protection to the pious and to kill the demons. Therefore, the potency to give protection to the pious and kill the demons or undesirable desirables is directly an energy from the Supreme Lord. And the king or the chief executive of the state is supposed to possess such energy. And this age, it's very difficult to find such a head of the state who is expert in killing the undesirables. Modern heads of the state sit very nicely in their palaces and try without reason to kill innocent persons. Nanam chakramanam deva satam samrakshanayate vadhaya chasatam yastvam hare saktirhi palini. So there is a this world works under the direction of Krishna actually. So in 3 days, he said the king will come and he'll award he'll give his daughter to you in marriage. It happened. Stand, we are only instruments, puppets in the hands of Krishna. Directly 3 modes. Then we try to come out of it. One day Maya pulls the rope of goodness and you are very spiritual. And another day, even you want to give charity when you are in mode of goodness, and you want to help others, metabhashanam, sweet speech. But in this metal world, there is no pure goodness. The goodness is mixed with the Raja and Tamu. So then what up actually, this planet of death, Martyaloka, most of the people are Rajagun. Then another day Maya pulls the rope of passion, impelled by sex desire, agitated. and want to enjoy, driven for material things, and not so spiritual. Chanting is not so good. So many, the thoughts are flowing like so many rivers into the ocean of consciousness. Very disturbed. Even sadhana, we are focusing on the work, relationships, other things, security. Another day, Maya pulls the rope of ignorance, and we fall asleep. My experience, when we are impelled by Rajagun, the chanting, the consciousness is very affected, but still you're able to focus, you're able to use your mind. Sattvagun, you're not the mind, you're not the body, you're a spirit soul, you're focused on fighting with the mind and the body. Rajagun, you're still focused, but because you're impelled by Rajagun, so many thoughts will come. I have to do this drama. I have to do this. I have to do my house repair. I have to do this. I have to do children, Karuna. I put this money, that thing. But the battle is on. But Maya is also, I saw, is giving a fee. It's like an artillery attack actually. Sattvagun, you are winning. You are able to focus. But Rajagun, the fight is on. But a fight from other side is also equally on. Tamogun means you are very weak. You are very weak and you're fully overpowered. You have very little or no control to address the mind. So, it took a long time for me to understand what Krishna consciousness is all about, what goal is all about. For many years I was, okay, chant 16 and follow for principle, Srila Prabhupada will take you back to God. Chant 16 and follow for principle, Srila Prabhupada will take you back to God. Then I realized it's like a Jesus Christ, that promise. Thank you, bro, amazing. 3 times Haribol too. Amazing. So, so what is that? Like Jesus died for our sins. That quotation is there. So like I was chant 16 and follow for invincibles, Prabhupada will take you back to God. But after this many years I realized, Anartha Nivritti chal raha hai. Only Anartha Nivritti is going on. Of course, Indrajan Maharaj says Kali Yuga means mercy case, of course. But one lecture, one time when Brahmachari was speaking, he said, whatever the consciousness you expect to be there, we should possess that consciousness here. We should expect that consciousness here. That's why it is not mostly about our performance. It's needed, no doubt, because we are doing it to please Srila Prabhupada and Guru Parampara. But at the same time, parallelly, we need to cultivate the qualities. I used to think initially, if I do this, I'll be, probably that is very pleasing, and I'm also liking it. Patient wanted milk and doctor prescribed milk. Why not? Drive 7 hours, preach. They're all waiting for you. In that span, only time is over. So after 20 years, suddenly realize that you are where you were left 20 years ago. So internal progress is also equally important, in the same line, in line with the external sadhana. But at the same time, one devotee went to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, I chant 64 rounds. Prabhupada said, what service you did? So study, sadhana and sastric study will make you steady. Sadhana, sastra, seva. 3 things. Sadhana instead of chanting actually. Chanting and shastric study and seva, triple S will bring the 4th S. It will make you steady. So, but the 5th S is also there. Sadachara. See here Kardamuni, Swayambhu Manu came, is an emperor, not of America, for the universe. But hey, I am dealing with a sage who is self-realized. So he came and he remained silent. But Kardamuni, self-realized, who has nothing to do with this world, Kardamuni is telling, my Lord. Why? Krishna says in Gita, king is the representative of Krishna. He is a Kshatriya. Here Kardamuni is a renunciate. Still, he is giving that respect, my Lord. Speaking Slakshnaya Gira. Speaking very sweetly. Very important qualities of, actually 18th chapter, I really liked it. 17th and 18th, because 3 modes and determination, speech, austerity of the body, austerity of the mind, austerity of the, the nature of the worker, they're all mentioned. So, what pleases Krishna? I've told all the qualities, of course, I'm just repeating it, hoping to cultivate those qualities. Humility. That's why it's very important to come to the mode of goodness. Very important to come to the mode of goodness. Otherwise, what happens? Okay, I'm chanting 16 hours, I'm initiated also, second initiated also, so many, okay, I'm wearing saffron also. I am 20 years senior. It has very little or no value actually. What has value is, what is your metal, what is your stuff? Andar kya hai aapka? What is happening inside? Are you Krishna conscious? Are you Maya conscious? Nobody will come and check your rounds. Based on what you say, temple president will give the letter. There is always a need in this world, and I mean in the Western world anyway, need for pujaris, need for, In other words, when there are no trees, castral trees, Mahavruksha. No, that will bring complacency and you'll waste your time. Complacency is deadly. So, the king, with 2 words, they said, Vadhaya asatam, for the purpose of killing those who are undesirable. So these are the qualities of the king, Kshatriya. We should also, spirituality is all about what are the undesirable elements that I have in my possession, and asatam, we should try to remove them. One time, one senior devotee came to Nirnavan. He asked me, can you do that? I said, I don't know how to do it. Why you don't know how to do it? Why you don't have goals? Why can't you set a goal 6 months, I'll overcome lust? That is a very... Prabhuji, the other thing I said, I don't know how to do, probably I can learn and do it in few days. But declaring war on lust, you're telling 6 months, and you're Grihastha, you're telling me. I didn't tell him this, but I felt. So, but I won't tell him battle is on. So we have to kill the undesirable within. Krishna, entire Krishna Leela, Krishna Leela is a combination of, what is that? So many rasas actually. One time when Brahmachari said, 10th canto you don't ask questions. It is only relation. That's why the heavy examples are given before 10th canto, 9th canto. You know? What is the best example? Amrish Maharaj. What is another example? Rantidev. 48 days he fasted, then somebody is coming and give me food, he is giving it. See Maharaj Sipi, Rantidev, and Maharaj Ambrish ready to be killed, but still he is praying for that person. Why? These are the qualities expected if you really want to relish the upcoming activity that is going to be visible in 10th canto. Because that's where supreme dealing with, when you will deal with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, sum and bonum. So this is the essence. Kevala Ananda Kanda. You know? So, you know, I want to touch a couple of, when I realized Hare Krishna movement, it will offer the complete purification through Bhakti Yoga process. Then you'll go back to Godhead. When I understood the whole thing, this is the place I should settle. Not like any other place. End goal is Brahman, Paramatma, not Brahman, not Paramatma, but Bhagavan. But for that, Prabhupada does not leave any room at all. You should be completely purified. This world we are trained to speak so nicely. Or probably we'll put even wear a very, very powerful tilak. We'll wear nice dress. In fact, the way we give interview and we tell we are the best persons, or a boyfriend tells girlfriend, I'm the best gentleman of the world. A girlfriend says, I'm the best gentlewoman of the world, whatever. So we are trained to impress others. But here we have to impress one person, that is Paramatma in the heart. The thing is, there is no hypocrisy there. We cannot be hypocritical with him. Because before we get the thought also, he knows what we are thinking. Hare Krishna. So what lusty thoughts we are getting about him or whatever, Wow. So my initial days, my initial days of Krishna consciousness, I would celebrate before I celebrate my victory over my mind for one time, my mind would defeat for 9 times. It was actually frustration. That's why Rupa Goswami, Utsaha, Nischaya, Dhairya, very important quality of the 3 is patience. Sometimes people give it up. And it's not possible. No. Persist. Persevere. Continue. Tapodiyam putragayana sudya tasmat brahmasaukyam anantam. Don't be tempted for the Brahman pleasure, tempted for service. A person who is tempted for service has a place. If you are tempted for Brahman, you are telling, my Lord, I am equal with you. You'll stretch your hand with Ram. Nice meeting you. Ram says, who are you? I chant 4 rounds once in a while. And Ram sees everything, not trusted. But I am doing this service in Farmington Hills. I am honest with you. Anybody does any little service, we become grateful to them. This, I didn't realize this as a full-timer in New Vrindavan. After coming here, I realized. And you become obligated actually. Any service they do, even they show up when they in one Janmashtami once in a year and do some service, they get a right also. Straight away they go upstairs, they like prasad because they mere jagah hai. मैंने सेवा किया है इधर करते रहता. All the devotees who render service, you feel like that or not? Let us be honest. Krishna also cannot say anything. Because service is in the area of Radharani. Radharani say, they mera banda hai. This. Yeah. Because when she says she approves, then only. So anyway, but as long as we don't exploit the facilities we get and focus on the internals. Krishna killed Putana. Putana means we always say false guru, bogus guru. No, there is one more. Conditioned mind. What is that? Conditioned mind. Based on your conditioning, one day I realized, yeah, this position is deadly. Because you have to manage everyone. One person will go and complain against you. He's in Tamagun. Nobody cares. He complained. So conditioned mind. ISKCON is recently I said Mahanadi. ISKCON is a Mahanadi. And all the people who are coming to ISKCON, we are all like tiny, tiny rivers with 3 modes. ISKCON is a Mahanadi of pure consciousness leading to Golok Vrindavan, coming from Golok Vrindavan also like this. But in between, you are all like tributaries with this Sattva Tamo Rajagunas. And we are all colored waters joining the river. So this temple president has to handle all these colored waters to take with them. We do not know who will become angry when. Who will be impelled by Rajagun, who will be impelled by Tamogun, who will be impelled by Sattvagun, and who has got this pure devotional service, that pure devotee syndrome, not service. I went through that. I am pure devotee. Sometimes you go through that syndrome. I am pure devotee. After some time, my guru is the only pure devotee. Other maybe they are, yeah, but my guru. Very difficult to deal with them. It's more difficult if they have some sadhana, because pride will come. And when they are speaking, others are listening. That's even deadly. So, Putana represents a conditioned mind. Putana represents also false guru. Because Krishna is telling, unless you get rid of that conditioning, you cannot go forward. That's why Lincoln address is there. Ask not what you can do to America. Ask what you can do to America. Don't ask from America what you will give me. Sorry, ask not what America can do for you. Ask what you can do to America. Actually, exact words. Ask not what country can do for you. Ask what you can do to the country. If you change it to our temple, ask not what temple can do for you. Ask what you can do to the temple. Temple will do whatever, because who is temple? You. Sakatasar represents Krishna killed Sakatasar in 3 months' time when he was 3 months old. It represents good and bad old habits. Sorry, old and new bad habits. I don't know today, less sleep last night. Old and new bad habits. That is Sakatasar. Cartload of bad habits. You are doing sadhana nicely, then pride comes, then everything is taken away. And fall down. Garam Prabhu, nice statement. When pride comes, you're already fallen. How you will fall is only a details, other will come to me. The moment pride surfaces in your heart, it means you're already fallen. But for others to know you're already, you developed pride, right? Some detailed story will come. So, honestly speaking, when the patan happens, fall down happens, we go back to our prior to Krishna consciousness conditioning. And sometimes even worse. One has to protect the Bhaktilata in a very, very careful way. So Sakatasa represents a cartload of old and new bad habits, lethargy and vanity. Trinavarta represents a false pride that comes from material scholarship, leading to bogus philosophy. I have done masters. I am from IIT, I am from MIT, I am this, I am that. Anything can trigger false pride. What is the medicine for false pride? Humility. And Manikirvan and Nalakura, this is arrogant pride. That is false pride. This is arrogant pride. From puffed up prestige, rooted in madness for wealth. When you are very rich, you are also arrogant. One devotee brahmachari came to America and he said to me, why Americans need Krishna? When it is very hot, they'll switch on AC. When it is cold, they'll turn on heat. You know? So in other words, without our knowledge, the environment is very hostile for making progress. So we need to address these undesirable elements and we need to kill them. What is our weapon? Only one weapon. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, one needs to have a good sadhana. Gaurav Maharaj says, cry that you can't cry. My heart is like a steel. You know, I cannot say in 16 rounds, 717, 28 times, my mind will go. Means every mantra my mind will go. So we should take shelter of Guru Parampara, spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. Try our best, so that these undesirable elements will be killed. Otherwise, we'll be enamored by that Prabhupada thing, chant 16 rounds, false, you know, I'll take you back to Godhead. Yes, Prabhupada promises there. Prabhupada said 70% pure, I'll take you back to Godhead. What is 70% pure? I don't know. So, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, I mean, Guru's rendering service is very, very important. And rendering service to Vaishnavas is also important. I'll tell the name of that Prabhu at the end. Big man, big businessman. And he came like an international businessman, very influential. He came to sleep. He came, landed probably 12 o'clock midnight. You know, reached home at 1 o'clock, slept. 4 o'clock, dum, 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 dum. What is this? The drum and said, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. He became angry. You know, rich people, you know, they'll become angry. Sense gratification is a little bit obstructed, they become angry. He went to his wife and said, what is that? When you are in this international travel, somebody occupied the next home. You know, they call it Hare Krishnas. And since then, every day 4:30 Mangalarti, and as they were talking, it stopped. He said, all right, let me take rest, we'll talk. Because he came very late. Real story. And you know, you came home late, jet lag, and 1:32 slept. And again 7:30. Sri Guru Dum Dum. In one day he realized, these guys, they will ruin my life. I will die. You know, I have a sleeping problem. Even a little bit I sleep, you know, these guys are waking me up. Should I tell the story? Anyone knows the story? Okay, I told this before. He went to the court and filed an application. That is my home, these guys took it. So in any country, if you want to ruin somebody, you will not hire any gundas. Just offer 5-6 cases, put 5-6 cases in the court, and this guy, you know, they'll go around the court, and that's how they are dead. You know, they will not, especially religious organization, they will not have that much money. So I said, that property is mine, these guys occupied. I want them, oh court, I want eviction. So So devotees got the letter. Neighbor is telling this is their home, and he's asking you to vacate. So they understood. I think they are very disturbed by our ecstatic kirtans. Morning, evening, afternoon. So one day he got a phone call. The head of the temple is calling you. And so he went. He went and Indian family, Indian origin, So the guru said, he came to the point straight, I can see from your face, your health is not so good. You have a lot of anxiety and stress. Actually, they called him for now. Please, we want you to come. He went and they called him for breakfast in the morning, 6 o'clock. You all know what happens in ISKCON, 6 o'clock. Nobody serves breakfast, right? So Mangalarti concluded and they were all chanting. He said, somebody called me. Yeah, he'll come, please sit down. Eventually, Guru Puja started. They're dancing. Do little meditation, and jump up and down like a monkey. What is this spirituality? He was thinking in his mind. Then Bhagavatam class started. He wanted to get up and go. Why? He's a businessman. It's more than an hour and nobody's coming. And finally, 9 o'clock. Said, that person is very busy. International call. He'll come and breakfast. He said, okay, this prasad is okay. No problem. He ate. So Guru came and said, looks like you are very tired. Looks like you have health issues, you have sleeping problem, and you're in stress and anxiety, you may be very rich. This is the point. You come to our place for 2 months. If you are recovered from all these things, you will withdraw the court case. If you are not recovered, all the, your anxiety, your stress and frustration, we'll leave the temple and go. It's only 5-minute meeting. That is Tamal Krishna Maharaj. He's a businessman. He liked it. So much money is there, but still so many health issues. This gentleman is telling, I'll recover from all those things in 2 months. If not, I'll get the property free of cost. They are telling they'll go. It's like win-win situation, right? So what should I do? Every day come, take Charanamrut, sit down and they are chanting, you sit and chant. If it doesn't work, call just 2 months. We will not ask any questions. We have full faith on you. We'll vacate. Building is yours. It's a very costly, it's a very rich suburb. Great. Tamal Krishna walked out. And this Prabhu went for 1 month. Mangalarti. So there is a thumb rule. Mangalarti, chanting, you have to attend, take Charana, you have to attend Guru Puja, take Charana, attend the class, take Prasad, then go home. Prasad, everything is free. He did this for 1 month. And he asked, who is the gentleman? Where is he? So he doesn't live here. He lives in America. He doesn't stay here. When will he come? He told the temple management, I want to withdraw my case. First time I'm sleeping. As soon as I put my finger on the bead bag, sleep will come. So many sleeping pills, so many doctors that this, Actually, I told the whole story. Anyway, 1 month, no, let that. He'll come only after 2 months. 2 months over. He came. He told, I think they told temple, they told Maharaj, he wants to withdraw the case. So Maharaj said, tell him to come. He came. Maharaj, I want to withdraw my case. But Maharaj actually have 2 bad qualities. That's why actually I told this example. I told him, can you get a pen and paper? Yes. Said, what are the 2 bad qualities? Maharaj wrote down. First one, second. These are the two bad qualities. I want your help because it worked out. And Maharaj kept on writing. He's not telling anything. He told only two bad qualities. Then Maharaj gave the paper. You don't have two bad qualities. You have 30 bad qualities. Up to that point, he was very humble and he's so gentle. Suddenly he became angry and not angry, grave. You have 30 bad qualities. You're on the verge of going to hell. Past your sincere Krishna saved you. Hare Krishnas, if you come to classes, one thing you learn. You're not the body, you should be humble. That is beaten up again and again into your consciousness. Yes or no? You should be humble. So he's a big rich businessman. Still he was attending the classes. That purification happened. You're very arrogant. You're this, you're this, you're this. This person, nobody ever exposed him like that in his life. He's a rich man. He was actually involved in politics also. When somebody is, when sun comes, there is no darkness. When the heat is there, there is no snow, only water. So he was there and then. What should I do? Continue doing this. I want initiation. It'll come. That's it. Can you believe? So when somebody tells you 30 qualities, bad qualities, definitely he is actually taking a sharp needle and poking your ego. You need to have a little humility or Krishna's grace to say yes. But if you think you're a pure devotee, you're cheating yourself. Nobody's Bhakti Swami says there are no Kshatriyas in Kali Yuga. But we should be Kshatriya to kill our bad qualities. We should be ruthless with the mind. If not, we are wasting our time. One day I called Adi Gadadhar. He called me actually. I was sweet to listen. I chant 64 rounds. Hey, 64 rounds? You're a married man, you have kids, you're an oncologist, your wife is a doctor. Where do you find time? We don't have. If this is the thing that will come with me, that's how I started working from childhood. Whichever is important, I'll hold on to it. So that's great. And a later couple of months, 1-2 months later, he said, by your grace, nowadays I'm chanting 70 rounds. Arey, that is even big. 70 rounds. Somebody asked his son, with whom does your dad spend the time most? He said, with the bead bag. Not with me, not with me. I think that he has 2 children. Not with my mother, but always bead bag. I'm not telling you to imitate that. You should not do that, then you will get problem. And what I'm trying to tell is come out of that comfort zone. Are you? And one day I tried this. I told Adi Gadadhar case to have one more devotee. He listened coolly and he said, usually some people, then at least I'll do 32 words. He said, Yugal Kishore Das, you want to listen my schedule? And he told the whole schedule. I said, chant only 16 rounds. Because his schedule is that much tight. But whatever you're doing, you do for the pleasure of Krishna. Yat karosi yadasnasi yad juhosi dadasi yat tapassi konti yat tat kurushna madarpam. No, this is a cruelty if I tell you to increase rounds. But at the same time, we should not be, we have to consciously cut down that time wasters, time thieves. Yorgan Maharaj never read newspaper. For what? If you read newspaper 1 week before, what is the news? Nobody remembers. And I see devotees left and right, they post this WhatsApp. It's as good as news actually. The point I'm making is, the point I'm making is here. We have to convey a message to Krishna, my Lord, I am sincere. One devotee, he said, actually, Bhakti said this. Prabhupada chastised everybody, but Prabhupada never chastised me. That was his pride. You feel good actually, his confidence. Bhakti said, Prabhupada said, I can chastise everyone, but I cannot chastise him. Because if I chastise him, he'll leave him. He'll leave the place. So whatever he is thinking is his asset, is actually liability. The ego is so high, Prabhupada never chastised me. But Prabhupada is telling you, if I chastise you, leave, that's why I'm not chastising. Hare Krishna. The moral of the story is, we have to see what is my weakness and what are my strengths, what are the things that are killing me, you address. Sometimes, people ask questions, they'll put the finger at the very painful area. Likewise, you put your finger at the very painful, that impurity, what is actually, what is bothering you. Rajvihari came and he said, I really liked it yesterday, Brahmachari class I was telling. If you sharpen your buddhi, mind is under below buddhi. So anything mind does, you can say yes or no. Actually, you'll ignore because it is mind. This is actually nonsense mind doing it. I'm not a mind. Actually, that itself is a great victory. If you're able to see, it is actually it's mind that is giving you trouble. And if you realize I'm not the mind, I'm not the body, you've gone very far. But one more is there. Ego. When ego acts, ego is higher than mind, intelligence. So, but higher because then you cannot realize. Is a trick of, of course, Bhurijan Prabhu writes this in chanting. False ego is the internal reason, but mind is external reason. Always when we chant, we complain about mind. Externally it is mind, internally it is ego. The moment you think this, I own this, I have interest in this, when somebody tries to penetrate, immediately false ego is alerted. And false ego tells all the good reasons to mind. This way, to the intelligence. That's why I'm trying to defend in Krishna conscious way. But if anybody analyzes that, they know you are not influenced, in Krishna consciousness way, you are influenced by your ego. And Rajvihari tells that one sentence left. Past 1 week I was thinking, then how do I detect it? If you come to classes regularly, and attend Krishna Shamanam, on the call any day, all are ladies only. No Prabhus, because pure devotees. Literally, Hare Krishna. At the end I see, I hear, Mata is only, thank you Prabhu, thank you Prabhu. One day when Prabhu came and one father, I told father, Prabhuji, your son is chanting 16 notes. He said, my wife is also chanting 16 notes now. Means as though he doesn't need to do. 60 plus, you may die at any time. So yeah, my wife chants. As though if she eats, he doesn't need to eat. And the ego is so high. Hare Krishna. Anyway, the point is, if you come regularly and have a Shravanam, then only you will be able to detect by Krishna's grace. This is ego. I've seen that also. Sometimes, sometimes people think I'm innocent. I'm not. Okay, bhakti, one day they will learn, one day they will learn. No, I'm not. But you cannot tell them. That's why, when you come regularly, your focus is Krishna, majority of our problems, if everyone comes to the class, everyone does chanting, you detect this is my ego, I'm not. You detect this is my mind, this is impure desire. Even if Apuramana Machalam Pratishtam, that verse is there. Even if there's a river like desires are dumping into the ocean of your consciousness, all these unwanted waters of desires, you can say no to it. You can say you will not act on it. If you are not, you will speak and you'll get the reaction. That's what I want to speak today. Please forgive me if I have spoken anything wrong. But very grateful for your patient audience. Any question or comment?
Sometimes it gets, because as a mother, we have so many responsibilities in the discussion. And here is a doctor, he's also in the discussion. But how do we set that, okay, this is what I can do? Like as a husband or a wife, whoever it is, like, yeah, he is exception, but this is our limit, the situation that we have, the responsibilities that we have. Because sometimes what happens is it becomes overwhelming, or it becomes where everything is dumped on one part. Because, hey, look, that Prabhu is the doctor, he's doing so great, let me also do, but then it becomes part of the wife or the father of anything. So how do we know where to draw? How do we assess our own situation so that we do the right thing and the best thing for our family and also balance it with the spiritual?
Balance is first important. That's why I told the next story also. I used to tell only the first story of Adiyada, but not tell the second one. Second one is actually professor. And he told me, said, no, be like that. Enough neophyte means work very hard, 10, 12 hours. I want everyone as a community, observer. If sadhana is not good and you come to service, you think temple is using me. You develop that feeling. I am the only one working very hard. I don't want. Better come little. Of course, we have a need. We have deities, installed deities, not anybody, not Krishna Balaram, not Jaina also. It's Radha and Krishna. And you're all, whoever is doing service, they are making so much progress, unlimited progress. But if that seva is not coupled by sadhana and shastric study and sadachar, you have this scapegoat mentality. Temple is using me. I am only the one doing it. If you come, you're doing service, somebody comes and sits down there. He's sitting there and enjoying. I don't know, who knows? That Prabhu must have cooked for 7 hours, or he must have. Actually, I've seen in America, more or less, grosthas are all very busy. Nobody does teller jobs here. You count your money and 558 or 458 you walk out. Very demanding jobs. That's why I don't say anything to anybody actually. When I saw that. Yeah, I also worked in America for a couple of years. But if you will develop this mentality, it'll be extremely sadhana, one centric, maybe seva centric, or what is it, sadhana centric, and you don't balance. Either you'll develop the scapegoat mentality, or you develop aversion towards certain devotees. Both are wrong. Do what you can do, come and do and go. If you can't, that's fine. You can cut down. There are devotees on regular basis, they cut down their services. We are okay with that. But very important is balance. That balance, it varies from person to person. Grostha with 2 children, grostha with 1 child, one way. Both working, it's more difficult. Working and one spouse is sick, it's, all the things, so many parameters. Balance. It's very important, balance. Balance means sattva. Extremes either raja or tamu. Actually, most of the time it's Rajo. Tamo, nobody works. You know? Tamo means, so you'll come at the end, you'll serve prasad to 2 people and Janmashtami 5,000 people. Bahut mehnat kiya. You know, Gaurav always says, in upma making, you'll add like, what is that, turmeric. So you put little turmeric and everything becomes yellow. And so yeah, they come at the end and say, actually, what time you came? That you don't ask. So there are somebody, in the upma, somebody is like turmeric also. That's also Krishna knows everything. So the point I'm making is, first of all, don't imitate others. You should not imitate anybody. Time is not there. That Mahasa, I want to quote that. He does book distribution, but brahmachari. That is another, that's very good. What I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to inspire you with examples, so that you will leave comfort zone. Stephen Covey goes to one, you all know Stephen Covey, right? 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He goes to one of, in that university, he goes to him and say, that Prabhu, let us say Richard, I want you to, if I give this work will be done because you're very good, I want you to do this. And Steve, that Prabhu Richard knows, because of Stephen Covey influence only, he got the job. Richard takes him to Stephen Covey to a notice board, a blackboard. Steve, see this. First one, that is a deadline. Second one, that is a deadline. Third one, out of 10, 8 are given to me by you. Which one you want me to cut down so that I can do this for you? I am that much occupied. So there is no space. But because you're my boss, you recommended me. So you cancel one, then I'll do this for you. You're understanding or not? Stephen Covey says, whenever you want to get the job done, give it to somebody who's very busy. They'll get the job done for you. People who are lazy, they will never do it. People who are busy means they are able to jumble the balls, but there also you have to draw the line. But he said, he didn't tell, you recommended me, that's why I'll do this. No, I don't have any time. Stephen Covey says, very good. No, I'll find somebody else. You understand? So give to whatever time needed for children, give to them. Time for career, give to them. Grihasthas should have first thing is job, second thing is health. Brahmachari's first thing is health. If you have green card and citizenship, first thing is health, even for grihasthas. Second is job, because after 20 years in America, you have some money. Job is not, even if you lose, nobody will deport you. Thing is health. I am coming up with this book, self-care activity. How many people do you do little yoga? Do you do little yoga? One person, he said, I'm not becoming sick. Doctor became upset. You don't become sick, be staying in Michigan. What will you do? What do you do? No, he said, look, my health is very good. Health is very good means it's actually a boon. In our community, everyone is sick. Maybe anxiety or allergies to corona booster or whatever, balance. Does it answer the question? Yes, sir.
My question is, when we say that we want to increase our rounds, I've seen that during the 1 night 2 rounds, and then start this, many of them came up with this idea or thought saying that I will skip Mangalarti, I will skip Guru Puja, I will skip Bhagavatam because I have my rounds to finish. How do we approach this question?
That is only once in a while, Amma.
Once in a while, but when we say that we want to increase to 32 or 64, then the rest of the level programs are seeing that as a statement and not as.
At least Mangalarti. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says, anybody who attends Samsara Dhavanala prayers, they'll get a direct service to Krishna. Srila Prabhupada, gave this morning program is power-packed program. But again, if grihasthas are time pressed, I really do not interfere there. As far as I know, the devotees in our community, 90%, I'm talking about gross this mature, you know. At the same time, I'm saying this sentence, but still we all have room to improve. You know, in prajalpa one should not do. One should not waste time on prajalpa. The best prajalpa is cell phone. You see how many hours you used. Once in a week, you'll get the message. I don't need to speak on that. You know very well how much prajalpa you're doing there. You know, Prabhupada says Kaliga problem is everyone is busy. Busy for what? If there is no Krishna, you're wasting your time. So, how much Krishna conscious are you? This is not Krishna activity. Krishna consciousness are you? How much Krishna conscious are you? Very important. Even if you do 16 rounds, try your best. Even if you fall asleep in between, Krishna sees how much you struggle before you fell asleep. I am trying to focus on quality. You know, I used to, in my initial days, I would push people to 16 rounds. It's like an achievement. When Guru came and he said, quality is important. Put energy on this one mantra, Burjana Prabhu's statement. This mantra, this mantra, this mantra. Then I started chanting only 5 mantras. Another set. But if you say, I want to focus one round, you can never focus one round, actually. Mind will go 100 times. You know? So, yeah, definitely 192 is once in a while. Oh, you get a, if you've chanted 192 rounds, it's an accomplishment, actually. You feel really good about it. You know? So they can make little alterations here and there, but not on daily basis. You know? For grosthas, or anybody actually, career, relationships, spiritual life, should be balanced between 3 nicely. Any other question or comment? Anyone has any question? Otherwise, we'll end it. I think it's late already. Yeah, thank you. So thank you very much. And Randra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.